Come back, it's do or die as the marathon wage negotiations between government and public sector unions enter the final stretch. The talks are set to resume for the last time today before Thursday's final deadline. If no agreement is reached over the next 2 days, it will be the question of when the country's civil servants will down tools.
When the negotiations began 7 months ago, public sector unions were demanding a 15% wage increase. They've since come down to 10%, and so far they've refused to compromise further. Government, on the other hand, has offered a 28% increase in medical aid and a 200 rand increase on the housing allowance. But it has flatly refused to increase its 5.8% wage offer tabled at the beginning of the talks. Last week, COSATU-affiliated public sector unions took to the streets in a show of force aimed at trying to intimidate the government into increasing its wage offer. Now, government says it's going to try and meet the union's 10% demand. It says it will do so by reducing its offer for medical aid and housing and shift that money towards increasing wages.
What Minister said was that if the unions want a 10% increase on cost of living adjustment, then what we'll have to do as government is probably say, okay, let's reduce the addition to the medical aid, let's reduce the housing subsidy, and the money that we save there, we then put on the cost of living adjustment for workers.
COSATU unions say they'll only respond after the government has formally tabled its new position at the Public Sector Coordinating Bargaining Council. Government says it hopes the unions are going to be flexible and accept the restructured package.
As government, we have been confident of finding a solution through the Public Service Coordinating Bargaining Council processes, and we are still confident that a solution can be found, but what we will need is all parties to be honest, to be open, and then to be able to say that, look, we want to compromise because of the general state of the South African economy.
In terms of the bargaining rules, if no agreement is reached on Thursday, the Bargaining Council will issue both parties with a certificate of non-resolution. That will give the government the right to unilaterally implement its wage offer, and the unions will have a right to strike. Bongini Mutua, SABC News, Johannesburg.